They're more than just pretty stones. They're not just expensive accessories. These are the ultimate symbols of power, legitimacy, and divine right. For centuries, they have been soaked in blood, catalysts for war, and the ultimate prize in the Game of Thrones. This is the untold story of the battles fought, not for kingdoms, but for the jewels that defined them. So, what makes a sparkling rock worth fighting and dying for? It's about what the jewel represents. First, legitimacy. If you hold the official crown, you are the rightful ruler. It's a physical declaration of your authority, a direct link to the rulers who came before you. It screams to the world, I belong here. Then there's the wealth. These jewels were the original crypto, a portable treasury that could fund an entire army, be pledged for massive loans, or pay off a rival to secure peace. They were also the highest form of diplomacy. A magnificent necklace wasn't just a gift. It was a treaty sealed in diamonds. A tiara offered as a dowry wasn't just for a wedding. It was a tool to merge empires. And finally, there's the legacy. These gems are believed to carry the history, the power, and even the magic of the dynasty itself. To wear them is to inherit the strength of all who wore them before. They are not just objects. They are vessels of history. The most bitter fights over these treasures often happen within the family. Think of it as a dynastic feud, an internal war where blood is thicker than water, but diamonds are thicker than blood. After a powerful king's death, his sons might tear each other apart, not just for the throne, but for their mother's legendary pearls or their father's ceremonial sword. In the brutal politics of succession, rival claimants to the throne knew that seizing the crown jewels was half the battle. Possessing the regalia was a power move, a way to physically legitimize their claim before the public and the courts. It was a checkmate in a game played with crowns and daggers. Of course, many jewels don't stay in one family for long. They become the ultimate spoils of war. This is the external war, where conquest and plunder dictate ownership. The story of the Koh-i-Noor diamond is the perfect example. This legendary gem has a bloody resume. It passed from Mughal emperors in India to Persian shahs who invaded and sacked their cities. From there, it was seized by Afghan rulers, then taken by Sikh Malay. Each transfer was the result of brutal conquest, a forced treaty, or outright coercion. Finally, it landed in the hands of the British Crown, where it remains today. The journey of the Koh-i-Noor is a map of fallen empires and shifting power, a testament to the fact that to the victor go the spoils, and the most valuable spoils sparkle. But not all battles are fought on the open field, with armies. Some of the most dramatic conflicts are shadow wars, fought with intrigue, deception, and theft in the hushed corridors of palaces. In 1671, an Irish adventurer named Thomas Blood made a daring attempt to steal the crown jewels of England right out of the Tower of London. He almost got away with it, flattening the St. Edward's crown with a mallet to hide it under his cloak. Even more famous is the affair of the diamond necklace in 18th century France. A group of con artists tricked a cardinal into believing he was buying a ridiculously expensive necklace on behalf of Queen Marie Antoinette. The queen knew nothing about it, but when the scandal broke, her reputation was destroyed. The affair painted her as a frivolous, out-of-touch spendthrift, fueling public rage that would eventually explode into the French Revolution. This shadow war of lies and greed helped bring down an entire monarchy, proving a rumor can be as deadly as a cannonball. Let's dive into one of the most chaotic transfers of treasure in history: the Romanov jewels. When the Russian Revolution toppled Tsar Nicholas II, the new Bolshevik government found itself in possession of an unimaginable treasure trove. The Romanovs' collection was legendary, a hoard of diamonds, pearls, and Faberge eggs of staggering value. As the royal family faced imprisonment and death, they made desperate attempts to smuggle their personal gems out of the country. Some sewed diamonds into the linings of their clothes, hoping to fund a new life in exile. Meanwhile, the new Soviet state was broke and isolated. They saw the imperial treasures not as history, but as cold, hard cash. They began what's known as the fire sale of the century. auctioning off priceless Romanov crowns, tiaras, and necklaces to Western buyers. They needed the money to fund their new government and industrialize the nation. So, the symbols of imperial autocracy were sold off piece by piece to build the foundations of a communist state, a bitter, ironic end for a dynasty's glittering legacy. It wasn't just in Russia. The French crown jewels have their own story of theft and dispersal. During the chaos of the French Revolution, a gang of thieves broke into the royal repository and stole most of the collection, while some pieces, like the famous Regent diamond, were eventually recovered. Many were lost forever, broken up and sold on the black market. But the story doesn't end there. Years later, after France had become a republic for good, the government made a radical decision. In 1887, the Third Republic sold off most of the remaining crown jewels. Why? They were terrified. They feared that as long as the crowns and tiaras existed, someone might use them to declare themselves king or emperor and attempt to restore the monarchy. They sold the jewels to destroy the symbol. You might think these battles are a thing of the past, but you'd be wrong. The fights are not over. Today, they are fought in courtrooms, by diplomats, and in the court of public opinion. This is the modern battlefield of repatriation. Nations are now demanding the return of treasures they say were taken from them. India, Pakistan, and even the Taliban in Afghanistan have all laid claim to the Koh-i-Noor, currently sitting in the Tower of London. They argue it is a stolen artifact, a painful reminder of colonial subjugation. This isn't just about jewels, either. Greece has been campaigning for decades for the return of the Parthenon marbles, also known as the Elgin marbles from the British Museum. Egypt wants the Rosetta Stone back. These are not just requests for old objects. They are powerful assertions of national identity and a desire to reclaim a history that was taken. The story is still evolving, proving that the power these objects hold is as potent as ever. In the end, these gems are a permanent record of human history. They are a testament to our greatest ambitions and our darkest desires. They have outlasted the empires that fought for them and the monarchs who wore them. The crowns may be gone, the thrones turned to dust, but the jewels and the stories of the battles fought for them remain. They remind us that for all our talk of ideals and politics, sometimes history simply comes down to who has the biggest, most beautiful stone. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more hidden histories.